We're live. We're live. What's up,
Uh,
everyone? We're
this is
live.
the live and uncensored,
That's right.
real deal teardowns coming at you.
Yeah, I was thinking we had a little bit of chat with Jack, and I think we're gonna do the first maybe 5-10 minutes as sort of like an. There you go. There are people joining. Jack basically sent the wrong link. Well, actually, the link I sent to Jack.
Well, let
And
him in.
all right, Oliver, careful, you're gonna be in. Here we go.
Oh,
Oliver,
hey guys.
what's up, Oliver?
Well, I'm good, man. Didn't expect to be live right now. It's all cool.
Well,
How are you guys doing?
yeah, we're doing good. We're probably going to give people like a shout out. Jeremy, I'm guessing you can bring in and bring out
That's right.
guests. Yeah.
So be
So
nice with
what's up,
us, Oliver.
Oliver? How are you?
I'm pretty good. I wanted to have you on the side while working. It was like I'd probably get gold nuggets or two. So
Nice.
here I am.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. Do you have any cold email questions for Jeremy? All right.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I always have
Okay.
questions for expert.
Awesome.
I've been doing cold email for a while now, but what do you guys feel is a trend right now? Because there's there's some tools that allows picture to be put in cold email. Others personalize a lot. What's your take on that? Pictures and emails.
Jeremy, why don't you go ahead and take this one?
I don't think it's the latest trend, actually. I mean, it was probably like 2 or 3 trends away. So I think the sort of like fad has passed. I use also customized image into my own campaigns. Doesn't necessarily make a massive difference. You have to have images embedded, not images as link.
Yeah.
Otherwise, most people have image turned off nowadays.
I think video is a little bit newer, right? I talk to people doing like personalized outreach videos, especially when people reply. It's kind of like a nice next step in that conversation to make sure that they get that information as opposed to just reading a PDF or a long detailed email. I know video does work, but it's always like interesting to chase the shiny object, the new thing, but it's nice to know that text personalization, those are going to be helpful for a long time coming. So hopefully that helps.
Sure do. So it's not
cool.
the image that changed much. It's the content of the email.
Oh yeah, endless quality,
your value
right?
Proposition, your prospect. It's always the same 3. You know, it's like the killer 3 is like your list, then your value proposition, and your call to actions. So
yeah, definitely.
All right, Oliver, thanks for stopping by.
My pleasure, guys. Cheers.
We'll let you work on the side.
Yeah, well.
There you go. Cool.
All right, so that was unexpected, but that was nice. Hopefully, you can still hear us and still work on the side. So, yeah, where were we? I think we're about to do teardowns.
Let's do some teardowns. Yeah, you want to share your screen, Jeremy?
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. I think. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So here are some teardowns. This is from me. This one. It's probably the 3rd one we're doing from AppSumo now I'm thinking about it. They're like a good source of cold email teardown, right?
That's true. That's definitely true. So first of all, is there anything we should know regarding why you picked this one, Jeremy?
Mostly it's because I'd like to compare that with the previous one that we had. I have my thoughts about it, but I also would like to know what you think of this. You know, we're now at iteration number 3 of AppSumo trying to get quick mail on their platform. So, you know, do you think that should sway me in or not?
Well, I have a feeling that it's not.
Probably needs a couple more iteration, right?
Who knows? It's interesting though. It's like they're certainly taking the approach of let's keep the same list, but the message, let's change that quite a bit. And I actually don't have a problem with that. I think that's smart, especially if you're in an industry that's not changing a whole hell of a lot. Then you kind of have to change up the messaging if you can't afford to change up your list dramatically. So with that,
and I will add to that this is not a massive market. There's not, okay, cool, there's new apps coming up every week and so on, but it's still a sort of like closed list. I remember when I started 3 years ago in 2000, or 4 years ago, even more, 2014. So yeah, we're 6 years ago. So when I started 6 years ago, I went and find the list of pretty much all the SaaS I could find, and we were roughly about like 800 or something like that. So now, of course, there are more, but because they operate in a small niche, then it makes sense to keep on hitting your same list. And also, needs are changing. Like, it could be that this year I'm not interested, maybe next year I would. So I think it's smart to keep on hitting your same list in those cases. And if you come up as nice or like witty or funny or no big deal, no pressure kind of thing, then I think it's nice to keep the relationship going. Or that could be used like that. What do you think?
I think that makes sense, and I think we can do some teardowns.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, subject.
You're best than me on that.
Thanks, dude. Okay, greetings and tacos from AppSumo. They used an emoji for the taco. Right. Okay. So, hey, Jeremy, it's me again, ! Here to talk about a partnership opportunity. I could tell you that launching your product on AppSumo will skyrocket your growth, which it will, but you probably want to hear it from someone who was in your shoes. Here's a blog post featuring Ben Dell, founder of Missing Letter, Hey Summit, and Help Shelf. All three tools have launched in AppSumo, sharing how our partnership was able to drastically increase number of subscribers while also providing a substantial cash injection. I'd love to work with you to create this kind of success. So let's talk about how we can make that happen. Do you have some time this week to hop on a quick call? Best. PS, just in case you missed this last time, why launch a product on AppSumo? Link to a post signature. Okay. Interesting. Well, Jeremy, you were the target for this message. First reactions.
2 verbos. It's funny because it's it's okay. They iterate, and try to get people to take action. But when I remember, the first version is still my favorite. It's like very small, very straight to the point. It's like, hey, we got potentially 800,000 people that would buy your stuff. Are you interested in having more exposure? Boom.
Okay.
And here they are trying to have like a little bit more of a story. They are trying to link it to some other founders potentially in my situations, as if they missed the mark in the previous one, but they didn't. So
right.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. I do kind of like that they made it obvious that this was a second or third or maybe fourth attempt to reach you by saying it's me again. I don't hate that, and I'm a fan of calling a spade a spade. If you've reached out 5 times to a prospect, it gets harder to ignore that as you keep following up. So I kind of like it. However, I don't know if it's me again. You probably don't recognize them.
You remember the last Teardown when they say swap right on AppSumo or something like that? This is the same person. So they may recognize by the big signature that she had.
Maybe what they did was they said, show us every prospect that opened our last message and then send them it's me again. And maybe if
I don't have image turned on, they have no way to know that I actually opened their email.
Fair enough. Okay, so then they didn't, which would kind of make it weird in that case.
I clicked on the link in order to figure out. So
good point.
They
maybe
may
yes.
be this way. Let me check if this is a marketing link.
Okay.
Let me check here. It is a marketing link. Yeah, so they will know that I clicked on it.
Right. Not surprising. Okay, so that's fine. Let's make this email better here.
So it's interesting. I want to talk about the "it's me again." You say you like it that way.
I don't hate it. I said I don't hate it.
Okay.
And I don't hate the idea that they're calling out that they've tried to reach out multiple times. Yeah, that's more human,
Yep. Yep. I agree
So,
with that.
right. But what's interesting too is like, do they even mention your tool at all? Like, there's
They still have zero personalization.
this is the name is the only personalization used, which is like, I mean, here's the thing. It's like the sweeter the deal, the less work you have to put into the email in order to get the response. You know, if they said, "Hey, Jeremy, you know, we're flying to Zurich and handing out $1,000 checks to SaaS founders, where do we meet you?" Okay, that's no personalization needed.
Switzerland is a high cost place of living, so you need to multiply it by 10, and then maybe we'll have a chat. Yeah.
Really, if they were handing out $1,000 checks,
Honestly,
I don't know
wouldn't
about
move.
that.
I wouldn't move. This is for going to sales pitch. Honestly, I'm at that stage.
Oh, we're getting sidetracked here. Anyways, they maybe feel like they have so much to offer that they don't need to personalize, which is the takeaway here. The takeaway here is if you are struggling to get replies, then my advice is just add 3 times the amount of personalization and see what happens there. You can also dial back your CTA. But with that, Jeremy, let's start to edit this a little bit here.
Yep,
it's me again here to talk about a partnership opportunity. You know what? Here to talk about a partnership opportunity. That's kind of close to a decent intro. Partnership opportunity. Does this pique your interest at all? The words partnership opportunity?
Very often offers are disguised as partnership when it's very
right.
often one side. So I think it got kind of a bad rep, at least for me. When I receive partnership or we could work together, it's always so then that someone has something to sell, and yeah, I'm very tempted to just axe it.
Perfect. Okay, so it's like I could tell you that launching your product. Come on now, let's drop in quick mail. Why not? Right? Because no, that's where you want to add personalization here, and so I can make it obvious. I'll put brackets. I can tell you that launching will skyrocket your growth, which it will. Skyrocket your growth is a superlative, so I would rather say will bring you, I don't know, what do they say, 2,000 to 3,000 more users or whatever. It doesn't matter. And in that case, I would edit this, which it likely will. Okay, how does that read at this point?
Yeah, I was wondering if they could actually just flip it. Like instead of saying, you know, the sort of, I could tell you that launching quick mail will bring you money and so on like that. And here's a blog article from those founders, and so on and so on. I was thinking maybe we could actually sort of like flip it and use the recent featuring of those tools as something that is pretty similar to quick mail, therefore saying to me that there are a high chance that we'll get similar results. So it will read something like, hey, we've recently finished a deal, or we've recently closed the promotion of Hey Summit, Missing Letter, and Help Shelf recently. Maybe brackets, we wrote a blog about this. And, you know, as QuickMail is very similar, that could give you an idea of what we could do for you. You know, would you actually be interested in pursuing those opportunity or those lines? Or what would you think of this?
But I didn't hear you mention like what Hey Summit and Help Shelf, whatever those are. If it said like those are outreach tools, that would have been more relevant. And also, like, I keep looking for harder numbers here. Like, what were they able to do for them? Because drastically increase is only nice if you cannot drop in real numbers, right? You can't really fight against.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So people ask me like, Jack, what marketing assets should we prepare before we start working together? You know, do you want me to make a huge case study, and do you want me to make a PDF, white paper, whatever. And the answer I give 9 times out of 10 is take whatever like snippet that you would really like to highlight in that PDF and put it into 1 or 2 sentences that we can use in a cold email, right? So if you said the whole case study was how you were able to, I don't know, save this company $1.3 million over the course of 2 years using software instead of employees, that's what the email would say, as opposed to here, click this link, which you're gonna have drop off, and then finish the article, which you're gonna have drop off. It's just a lot more effective to put it in the email. It's like reducing friction. Yeah, so
great point.
All that said,
and in fact, if you actually look at their blog post, this is pretty much the very first line. They say, over the past 2 years, Benjamin Dell has launched 3 successful products on AppSumo. His latest launch, Hey Summit, earned 140K outright plus 100K on ARR, which is annual recurring revenue, without giving up any equity. And I think this is actually could even be like almost like their first line in the cold email that they actually sent me.
Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. In fact, just copy that and replace it with this.
Yeah, was about to do it.
Then, yeah.
So basically the takeaway here is instead of actually using some hyperbole thing, just use hardcore number. And also, instead of sending 2 links, actually just summary what that links should entail and actually put it into the email.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is like, I'd love to work with you to create. So let's talk about it to make it happen. That's fluff.
Oh, that's funny. I liked it, actually.
You do?
I know.
Well, okay. What did you like about it?
Of course, it's not interesting, but it's tough to work with you on something that makes me understand what is the sort of like next step or what they would want me to do or what is expected.
Okay, so check this out. So the way I would do this is I would say, do you have some time this week to talk about how we can talk about how we can help you see similar results, whatever. And the idea again, this is how you shorten, right? You basically combine 2 sentences into one. So it's the question as the benefit inside of it. So if you're ever wondering, like, how does somebody get to a 3 or 4 sentence cold email, that's kind of the trick. So final notes here. Is this a little bit better in your eyes, Jeremy? Is there any other edits that are needed?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the line is probably going to be slightly massaged because now it's a conversation. And the other thing I was wondering, damn, the idea just escaped my mind. Yeah, exactly. So Benjamin Dell, who also happened to have a SaaS just like yours,
even better B2B SaaS
like yours. Even better, you actually put the name of the app.
Right. I wouldn't if I already mentioned it here, but yeah.
True.
Has that lunch? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm starting to like this.
No, that's the idea I had in mind that escaped my mind at some point. Is that, they are a bigger team that they're probably someone else who wrote the blog post article than the one actually doing the outreach to me. And so tips here for people in those companies: if you're asked to do the outreach, just check what the marketing person already did for their blog article, because sometimes the language is there and they know what works and what attracts people. So check maybe the article that converts the best and then see what type of language is used. And like we just did, we just copy pasted something that the marketing person actually did in order to technically or theoretically improve our cold email outreach.
And this PS kind of annoys me for some reason. Just in case you missed this last time, in case you missed it last time, why launch a product? Like it's almost like, hey, you goofed up by not clicking all about my company. Here it is again, you big dummy, or something. I don't know why it just rubs me the wrong way, but I hate it. Again, take whatever is in here and put in the PS. Just be like, PS, just as an FYI, I don't know, whatever their number one why is in this article, and put it right there. So that's what I would do. Cool.
Interesting. This is the second time I'm receiving this link. Why do they think that it's so important to actually, force me to reread it? Like, would you actually change your PS at this time?
Good point. I mean, maybe they're putting a lot of eggs in that basket because they find that it converts organic really well. So they're pushing a lot of people there. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's a good point. It's like, if it's not working, change it up. So they're not taking that advice here. So I might just kill it altogether.
Yeah, I think the PS would be it's a great opportunity to add a PS, but I got the feeling that the PS should be personal most of the time, or like add a cherry on the cake or build a bridge with someone, but always do something instead of nagging the recipient that he didn't perform one of the action you expected him to perform.
That's right. Okay, shall we check out the next email? Okay, let's do it.
So this one is a very interesting one, actually, and I wanted to talk about this one because I think this is a case of when cold email can actually backfire pretty badly. I'll let you read it, or do I give some context?
Did we not mention this on the last cast? We didn't do a full-blown teardown. We talked about it, right?
I think you're right. We talked about it. We didn't do the teardown.
So maybe we'll go. Yeah, we'll do a little bit quicker teardown because we've already mentioned a little bit of things around this. But here it goes. Blog post update ? Subject line. All right. So this is, hey Jeremy, I noticed that you are linking to a HubSpot article on the best subject lines for cold sales emails in your blog post here. Thanks a lot for mentioning the company there with an emoji. This is a really awesome and useful resource. I wrote a comprehensive guide on a similar topic, which not only includes a list of tested cold email subject lines, but provides a step-by-step tutorial on how to write subject lines that convert. This is something that HubSpot's article is missing. Smiley face. Link. If you happen to find our content useful, perhaps you would consider linking it from your article as an additional source. Thanks. P.S. I would be happy to add 1,000 free requests to your blank account. To thank you for the mention, just let me know the email address you are using. Okay. Signed head of marketing. So talk about it.
Yeah, so now I feel stupid because we did talk about it actually.
That's okay. That's okay. We're doing teardowns. We can spend like 3 minutes on this and move on.
That's right.
What's really bad here?
Okay, so it's a typical backlink strategy. It's like saying like, hey, let me rub your back, telling you've done a fantastic job, and ask you for a small link in exchange. And maybe I'll throw in some peanuts to sweeten the deal. In their case, I think they're mentioning like 100 free requests to using their software. Now, if you think about it, 1,000 new requests, I think it's probably the equivalent of like $3, something like that. So here we are not really like talking the $1,000 you were hinting toward for getting me out of my cave in Switzerland. And yeah, I mean, that's a typical one. I don't think it's particularly great at all. I think what's more interesting is the exchange and what it led to in the end.
Well, hold on, because the exchange is something that you decided after this email was written. And for the purpose of the teardown, I'm curious what you think it does wrong, if anything. Maybe you think this is a decent email.
No, I don't think this is a decent email, actually. And maybe
point it out. What's the first thing that you don't like?
Okay, so here's the thing: is that when you receive those type of emails, they're all the same.
And when you say those type, you mean a link request?
Yes, exactly, link request. And I think the problem is that too many people are just doing that. And the first few ones, it's nice, but after a while, I think it's a law of diminishing return. It's like, yeah, I've seen that again, and I know it is a selfish email. I label that as just one of those selfish email again, like people just asking you to do some effort for them, and very often we had a teardown when someone was offering to shoot a tweet or something like that to their
Yeah, that was cool.
9,000 audience. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I think that was
Right.
interesting spin, but here it's like very basic, and honestly, there is not much for me. What's in it for me? There's
What's
pretty
in
much
it for
nothing.
you? Let me play devil's advocate here. 1,000 free requests. So call
We're
it
talking
$3,
$30
whatever.
max. We're three to $30 maximum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but so I'm playing devil's advocate, so I do want to point out that this is for you, similar to the I will send you a tweet.
As
You
a
know, it's kind of a
PS,
small thing. Yeah, like as opposed to making it the core of the email. It's like if you do this, I will give you $3. That's insulting, right? But as a PS, it's kind of like hopefully this is a small thing, and maybe they should have downplayed it a lot more. So it's like, hey, I know it's small, but and maybe instead of a
oh, I like
thousand, stop
that.
being so cheap, make it 5,000, right? So hey, I know it's small, you know, a small thing, but I'd be happy to add 5,000 requests to your account just as a small token of saying thanks and appreciate you doing this because I know it takes time, right? Maybe that would have helped.
Yeah, that would have helped.
Okay.
Definitely
Okay.
I know this is a small thing. You basically call it out. And I
Yeah.
think when people are calling out, then it's fine. The rest, like, yeah, otherwise it's insulting.
Right. And I think that's the core message we're trying to communicate. Be careful with what you offer because if it's really small, you might be insulting the people that you're reaching out to because they may think, okay, if I do this, it's going to take me 40 minutes of my time. And depending what you value your time, you may look at this offer as just a slap in the face, which
Mm.
kind of is how it came across.
Yeah,
So maybe
that's
it's
a
a
great point.
small
Like, don't be
thing.
stingy, with those things. If you really think, this is going to bring you value, then
Yeah.
don't be stingy. And most of the time, people will like. It depends on what you're offering, but sometimes you can offer stuff, and then people will just say like, "Nah, that's fine. You can keep it," or stuff like that. And we're not talking like money, but it
Yeah.
could be like some stuff that we see it's of value, but it's not that much value for me. But I know it's a lot of value for you to offer it to me. You see what I mean? So in those cases, like, I'm happy to offer you like plenty of credits. I'll be like saying, okay, they've been making an effort to, but honestly, I don't need their credits, right? Because like I mentioned, I can have them like for so much cheaper.
Mm.
So
Hmm.
that, but you're right. Let's, yeah. So we changed the PS to. I know it's a small thing, but would be happy to add 5,000 free requests to your, account, and to thank you for the mention.
Yeah. Hmm.
That
I'm
works
just
better.
curious. Yeah, I'd say so. I'm just curious if this was like a lot more personalized. I'm even thinking, what if this was like
Oh, this
a
was not
video?
personalized.
No, no, no. I'm saying if, right?
Oh, as
Yeah,
a
I mean,
video?
imagine the head of marketing took 100 seconds and just did a screen share video with you saying, "Hey, what's up, Jeremy? I'm the new marketing person at whatever. I got on my screen here your site where you link to this HubSpot thing. However, I realized it was missing this cold email subject line tutorial, so I added it here. Check it out. I wanted to show it to you for 30 seconds. Yeah, you see how it does X and Y. Pretty cool. Look, if you want to, if you think it's great for your readers, you can drop the link. I'll give it to you, and as a small token, I'll hook you up with 5,000 requests just to say thanks. If not, that's totally cool as well. Do you think that would have been like dramatically better or dramatically different?
I think it would have taken more of my time. Whether it's going to be better or not, I don't know.
Yeah,
It
I'm
probably
just,
wouldn't have pushed me to do it. Here's another one for you, another thought exercise for you.
yeah,
If that was like, hey, Jeremy, I really like this article that you did about XYZ.
yeah,
I'm a geek when it comes to SEO. I just shoot a small video for you in order to make sure, that I'll discover like 5 points that you can improve your page on. I
right,
make a quick video, And then you do the video, and then at the end of the video, then you mention something about like, hey, if you like those things, the only thing I would ask in exchange is, if you will feel comfortable, maybe adding the link or something like that. Otherwise, it's fine, no big deal. Keep the tips for you.
Yeah, exactly. I think the lesson here is link building outreach is getting a lot harder. It's been quite played out, but the game continues to be, where can you make somebody's day? And you're going to have to get creative with that. Like you mentioned, Jeremy, we saw somebody saying, if you link, we'll mention it to our Twitter followers, our 9,000 people in this space. And look, a small critique, if they would have, multiplied the amount of credits they were giving you and then downplaying the whole thing. Wow, I think that would have been much better.
I wouldn't have felt so insulted, for sure.
Cool. Okay, do you want to quickly share your reply and then we'll move on to the last email?
Yeah, so my reply is nice outreach. I know, and actually I reply because I know the founder of the other company. So I've been saying like, hey, I know the founder well, reach out to me once you include a link to quickmail.io, because I actually included already 4 links to their own company. So it also felt like very greedy, right? So I got like 4 links, or even more actually. I had like a few links that led to their company. And then, they're coming and asking me for another link, and they just like, give me like chips. So anyway, so I say, reach out to me once you include a link to quickmail.io in any of your article, and I'll consider this. Good luck, blah, blah, blah. And then we got her reply, and that really rubbed me the wrong way. You want to read it?
Yeah, it just says, we don't practice link exchange for this reason, but I'm happy to add 1,000 requests as a thank you. So, right, we can see why that was a slap in the face, right? Just because I think we're seeing the value of the free request as not helpful, right?
I think that's a fair point.
Cool.
So shall we just move on?
Let's do it.
Interesting teardown that you brought in, and I want to hear about it.
Okay, cool. So this one was sent to me, and the subject line is partnership discussion with emails that sell and company. Okay. Hello, Jack. I hate when it says hello. Sounds like they didn't actually write it for some reason, but whatever. Hello, Jack. This is name, title at company. I was doing research on lead generating companies that came across your website. It's a fact that sales of your customer directly depend on the quality of the lead you provide. So why not send out premium quality leads to the customers and develop a lifelong bond with them? Company email validation and verification tool can help you sanitize your leads and increase the quality. I'm looking forward to discussing and helping you grow your business together. Would love to share how our partnerships have worked out. Let me know if we can connect for a quick call. Awaiting your confirmation. Regards. Okay, so first, let's tackle the subject line, which you haven't really gotten to so much in this teardown. Partnership discussion with emails. Well, I'll give them credit. That's exactly what the hell this email's about, isn't it?
Agreed.
So I don't hate it. It's long, though. I will very, 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 very rarely write an email subject line that's more than 3 words.
Dude, it's your fault. Your email that sell, your old branding. That was too long. So they didn't get it right.
I should change it.
Sales bread, yeah?
I should change it, huh? Yep. Okay. So that subject. Then it says, hello, Jack. I've been a fan of just killing the greeting completely and just starting with a first name and beginning the sentence in the first line. It shortens the message, so it's a little bit nicer on the eyes. It makes us think that we don't have to read a huge wall of text. And if I'm writing an email to a client or to a qualified lead, I'm not usually saying, hey. But anyways, that's just one guy's opinion. So it says, Jack, this is name, director of business at company. We've been saying this for how long, Jeremy? Just don't. That's what your signature is, Fro. That's what your signature is, Fro. Or for. That's how some people say that. Okay, I was doing some research on lead generating companies and came across your website. You know what?
This is
kudos. No, it is, but kudos because lead generating companies is a little bit more specific than I'm used to.
That is right.
What a low bar we have. Usually I get, I don't know, B2B on a good day, on marketing companies, so at least they got this, what's it called? This category correct. So thank you for doing that. All right. Also, you're right. It is played out. I was doing research on and came across. The thing is, we still have to tell people why we're reaching out to them. Why, and we should answer that in the first 5 seconds of their reading. Ideally, they look at the preview text and they say, oh yeah, this is for me. So that's why I use like custom intro for all cold emails. That just goes right here. But whatever.
How about instead of I was doing, which I don't really like, how about like while doing research?
What's your point? What are you trying to do here?
I don't like
shorten it.
I, especially when you see the preview. The thing you will see is like I was doing something like that.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if that's gonna matter. But okay. So while doing research on lead generating companies, actually, let's make this better. Let's make this better. I was going through a few of the lead generation. Never heard generation companies in my network. And profile. Okay, I don't know if that's true or not. We may not be connected. We probably aren't. But if I got this, I would say, oh, okay, this is somebody that is not a total stranger. That's nice. What do you think, Jeremy? Right direction?
I still think this is played out. One of the things I would say I will say lead gen companies instead of lead generation company. Maybe, okay. But I think the lesson here is basically use the jargon that people are using when you're contacting them.
Well said. Okay, cool. So now they're about to launch into what I might find in a, I don't know, marketing email as opposed to a cold email, because it reads like sales copy, right?
Honestly, when you read this email, I was thinking like, okay, what does he actually want? And we took, of course, now we reformatted it, but it's like 6 or 7 lines before we can finally reach to what it is. You know, the email validation verification tool can help you sanitize your leads. It's like, oh, that's what you provide.
Yeah. So, okay.
I'm a big fan like you. It should probably be a mini case study here and maybe come after. I don't know about the position.
Yeah. Let's think here. I would almost, I mean, it would be easy just to like chunk this whole line and just delete it. Lifelong bond, premium quality leads, right? You could maybe do something like this where it says, since the sales of your customer directly depend on the quality of leads you provide.
Oh, that's better.
Okay, right. Then we have to tie this with this next snippet about their tool or their thing. I don't even know what tool.
Well, I'm looking forward to discuss. That could be actually something else. So that will be a different paragraph, right? In terms of the logic of the email. So you can probably like merge the two other lines, since the sale of your customer directly depends, and the tool that can help sanitize the lead and increase the quality. So what do we got? Since the sales of your customer directly depend on the
quality of lead you provide, I may be able to help you improve your client satisfaction this year. Okay, I'm not quite in love with the sentence. Remember, y'all, we are doing like a real-time teardown, but the idea is, here's why I'm contacting you, and then here's what's in it for you. So it's kind of like got my attention. I continue to read. You haven't lost me yet because you personalized lead gen. You're telling me about my clients, and then boom, here's the benefit. Might be helpful to you. I don't know, improve your client satisfaction, or like some benefit should be mentioned here. And
then
I might
have a mini case study next.
Like, yeah, exactly.
We've been doing that with and then
nice. Ooh, I
drop
like that.
name.
We've
been doing
helped.
that, for
Let's
5 years
say,
already. Sometimes the perception also
yeah.
counts. Whatever you can actually
So
give.
maybe let's do this. I'm just making stuff up here, but a few dozen lead gen agencies, and then parentheses like X and Y.
In the last 3 years.
I don't know, reduce their bounce rate, and send to more valid prospects. Again, I'm making stuff up. Prospects. Using our, using our thing, and then whatever it is, using our whatever.
Email validation tool, I think they
have. Whatever, sure. Validation tool. But that doesn't get me because I know what a validation tool is. There's 1 million of them out there, and they're close. They've got my interest because this line here is very tailored to what I do. It's also name dropping, so I know there's something going on here that people like. People, more importantly, people that are similar to me like. I just would want to know what their difference is. So this sentence would have to explain it. Now, granted, we're doing a teardown on a made-up company, for all I know, and I don't know what their unique advantage. Oh, how about this? Using our email validation tool that uses AI to stop bounces, whatever, to stop bounces. Okay, and then that's
magic catch-all.
Yeah, whatever. That is pretty cool. Now we're humming along nicely because this is a new thing. They've built up some credibility. They've also pointed out why it's important. Now it's time to close and ask for the ask, CTA.
Okay, let's read it. What's the CTA? I'm looking forward to discuss.
Yeah, so that's not the CTA. I actually won't read it because I don't like it. It needs to be shaped up here. Right. Yeah, passive CTA.
There is awaiting your confirmation.
That I like. I've also used please advise. Ooh,
oh, really?
You get a message that says please advise. That's pretty strong.
I can't stand please advise. I received that from all the Indian company contacting me.
I've used it with some good results. You'd be surprised. You just test it. Yeah. Anyways, obviously the message CTA has to follow a very good email anyways. That alone won't help you. But let's do the same trick we did in that AppSumo email, which is tie the CTA and that benefit into one line. So it's like, when can we connect for a short call about
and by the way, while you're writing the CTA, you can go to quickmail.io/cold-email-CTA, and then you're gonna have like a lot of different CTA you can pick from. Low commitment will get you more replies. High commitment will get you less, but at the same time, you will probably like filter. So depending on how much qualified reply you actually want, you can use one or the other. We got it for multiple things, for gauging interest, finding the appropriate person, and some other section. And on top of that, we got also a bonus here, which is basically we got one of a teardown, actually 3 teardowns of all those CTAs, why you use them, why you shouldn't use them. And with that said, what did you choose as a CTA for this one? When can we connect for a short call to see if this helps grow your business?
I love it, but I don't want to change the email too much. I want to try and just show how I would combo these 2 lines here. Grow your business. Maybe it would be better to relate that to the client. Help improve your client's lead quality or lead gen efforts.
Yeah, they mentioned lead quality in their
Yeah, okay.
Original email. So I think that's a good one.
So I like that a little bit better. Regards, sure. Whatever. So what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences. I like it. What would actually, yeah, okay. I'm pretty
notice one thing,
pretty confident
Jack,
that's a better email.
You had a hard time, given the first original email, you had a hard time to even figure out what it is that they actually wanted to, to sell you. So it's hard to commit to jumping on a call or doing anything if you don't even know what the thing is about.
That's right. Yeah, and I think that's what this line, the third sentence, helps with. So it just explains who they've helped and how, which is a critical aspect of a first touch cold email. But I like it. Do you have anything else to add or subtract here, Jeremy?
I think it's good. We can move on. Maybe they could have added a PS, but again, like I mentioned, I like the PS as a sort of like personal connection in the end.
Agreed. Okay, well, I think we did a couple good teardowns this session, Jeremy. Should we do? Oh no, I think I deleted it.
Oh, okay,
right?
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, time is up as well. We've been doing that for 46 minutes, so I think it's good. Hey, we got Greg. If he wants to jump in, okay, he's waving his hand. We're gonna get you on stream for the saying hi.
Greg, my man.
Hey, Jack. Hey, Jeremy. How are you guys?
Good.
Good.
Great to see you. Sorry I jumped in late. You guys have been ranting for 45 minutes. Not ranting, but teaching, educating 45 minutes. I'll have to watch the replay, but I wanted to see your breakdown.
Yeah, thanks, man. Always good to see you, Greg. How's outreach life going?
I'm focusing on LinkedIn at the moment.
Right on.
I know what to do. Basically, what you've helped me with is to just create a project. We call it Project Trident. And Project Trident has like 3 main pieces. But I think for any project like outreach, it gets so complicated, it gets so hairy with all the data, different, variations. You have to approach it like a sophisticated project.
Very much. Yeah, you're right. And I don't know, a couple ways that I try and keep a little bit of a handle on spreadsheets and multiple campaigns is really like, here's a nice fact about A/B testing is it's really difficult to achieve a statistically significant result with the volume that typical outreach campaigns get. So really the point of adding several different campaigns for me has just been, keep inboxing healthy and just try some radically different stuff. So don't go overboard with so many variations. It's kind of like, 2 to 3 is fine for a couple weeks at a time. And then it's also like putting a cap on how many segments you're reaching out to is like kind of nice. And that whole process goes back to figuring out who should be receiving this email in order to simplify a few things. So you're not reaching out to 5 different job titles with 5 different messaging, because you're right, it can get messy. So I feel you there. Jeremy, do you have any other ways to simplify or stay track?
Simplify. It's funny. It's like in programming, I have like a strong developer background, and simplifying is a very hard skill to have. Everyone can add complexity. Simplifying is very, very difficult. In fact, an interesting thing is Jack and I are going to be working together on a campaign. And I was thinking maybe we could do not a teardown, but a crafting of email. Because you will see that we always start with a lot of text, and then we keep on like cutting things, and we do multiple iteration. And at the end, it's like, dude, it's only like 3 lines, and you've been spending 2 hours on this, and it's good at the end, but it always like takes time to be able to cut things and say like, okay, let's trim this, let's trim that, and every word needs to actually add value, otherwise it's fluff and you can remove it.
Good point. Well,
but limit yourself maybe to 2 variations, otherwise there's too much things playing at once. It makes it very difficult to follow for sure. And otherwise, just use QuickMail or a tool that helps you out with
there you go.
the outreach. But
there you go.
For LinkedIn, this is a little bit more complicated for sure.
Well, Greg, it's super cool of you to stop by. Always good to chat. You're looking good, man.
Thank you. Great to see you, Jack. How's the baby?
For sure. Super freaking cute. Loving life. And thanks for asking, man.
Okay.
Hell yeah. You rock, dude.
Right.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, cool from him to drop in. All right. I think we're at the end of the session, right?
That'll be it. Tune in next week. Or if you really want more good stuff, we got a course for that. It's the Cold Email Outreach Masterclass. Jeremy and I teach it. We put on nice shirts and go over everything you need to know to run really darn good outreach campaigns. People like it. Check it out. We've got a fairly decent money back guarantee that we're waiting for people to take us up on it. So take a course for a test drive.
That's right. A lot of people have been very active lately on this as well. So that's pretty cool.
What is it? Course.quickmail.io, right?
Course.quickmail.io. So
you
go
got
there,
it. All
check out the page. We basically just put a page very quickly together and see if you like it.
There you go. All right. Well, Jeremy, thanks for doing some teardowns together.
All right. Great cast. Bye, Jack.
See ya.